I'm studying. I'm excited. I'm thinking.
What are you doing there, Sammy Sloth? Practicing again?
Oh, hi, Yama. Yup, I'm practicing. I'm talking. I'm speaking.
Come on, what are you practicing for?
I'm getting ready for today's lesson with Catherine.
I'm interested. I'm curious. I'm ready for today's lesson too.
I'm ready. You're ready?
We're
ready.
Yo soy pequeña, pero soy fuerte. Mi cara es bonita, no está triste. Oh, hola amigos, ¿cómo están? What words would you use to describe yourself? In our previous lesson, we learned about using different forms of the verb ser. Be sure to take a look at that video if you haven't seen it yet. Let's begin with a brief review. In Spanish, we have the verbs ser and estar. Both are forms of the verb to be in English. Let's review the personal pronouns we have learned so far. I is yo. You is tú or usted, depending on if you're using the formal or informal way. He is él. She is ella. So, how do we use ser and estar? Remember, different variations of the verb ser are mostly used to describe non-changeable characteristics. In today's Spanish lesson, we're going to take a look at the verb estar. It is used when the characteristic or situation may change at any moment. So we'll start these sentences this way. Yo estoy. I am. Tú estás. You are informal. Usted está. You are formal. Él está. He is. Ella está. She is.
Yo estoy en el cine.
What does that mean?
I am at the theater.
And being at the movies is changeable, right? Sometimes you are at the movies and sometimes you are not. So we use the variation of estar to say, I am. Yo estoy. Yo estoy en el cine. Remember, in Spanish, we have feminine words like una niña and bonita, as well as masculine words like un niño and bonito. Here are some more feminine words in Spanish. La cara, the face. La rosa, the rose. Some don't end in A, but are still feminine, like the word la clase, the class. And here are some more examples of using the verb estar with masculine and feminine pronouns and adjectives. Remember, we use the verb estar with things that change over time. Él está emocionado. He is excited. Ella está emocionada. She is excited. Emocionada is the feminine of emocionado. See how one ends in O? That's the masculine version. And the feminine version ends in A. Yo estoy emocionada.
I am excited. So, you used emocionada because you're a woman, right?
Excellent, Sloth. You got it. Tú estás emocionado.
You are excited.
Usted está emocionado. That is, you are excited as well. But notice it is the formal way of saying it.
So, we use forms of estar because these things change over time. I'm not always excited. Sometimes I'm blah.
That's right, Sloth. Now let's create some fun sentences. You can also include words from previous lessons. Describe yourself using the words you have learned in this lesson. We'll use variations of the verb estar.
I am here.
Yo estoy aquí también.
What does that mean?
I am here too.
You are here too.
I am here too.
That's what I said. You are here too.
That will be tú estás aquí también.
Okay, you two. You both are here.
How about this? Yo estoy de cabeza. I'm hanging upside down.
That's great, Sloth. Now, how about this sentence? Ella está. Remember the female word for emocionado is, remember, ends with an A. Yes, emocionada. Él está. Use a feeling. Let's use triste. Él está triste. He is sad. Use the second person in Spanish, tú, for the next one. Tú estás. You could either choose triste or feliz. So it will be tú estás triste. You are sad. Or tú estás feliz. You are happy.
Need a review. Need a review.
Yes, let's review. That was a lot of information.
Absolutely. Let's review. Today we learned how to use variations of the verb estar. The verb estar goes with things that are changeable, like being sleepy or excited or at the movies. And remember, from our last lesson, we used the verb ser when we are talking about those characteristics that don't change, like being small or pretty, or being a llama. Last but not least, we learned some adjectives to go with estar and ser, and how their endings change depending on whether they are feminine or masculine. And as we mentioned earlier, this was a lot of new information, and it will help you to review this lesson several times. You did a great job, everyone. You are well on your way to becoming great Spanish speakers. Y recuerda, siempre ser listo.